Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. A little bit ago I did a video on these Knipex multi-shears here. These are just a rock solid micro size, better than a delicate pruning shear. Serrated, smooth, locking, super slippery Italian made handles. Well, there are others, and this is one of them. This is the Knipex. You can see that, the 9505 185, 185 millimeters, but with an angled head. And I like the angled heads. Here's an angled head C-jet, but wildly larger, heavier. Now this thing here uses a spring, very powerful spring, as a matter of fact. In fact, if you look at the kind of the comparison of those two springs, you can see this is really strong. You could literally use that as a catapult, but it also gives better control and it minimizes some of the slipperiness simply because you've got a lot of resistance from just the sheer pressure of the spring. But having a bend here allows it to track across a surface much better than something that's straight. So if I'm going in to a cutting challenge that's staying low to the ground or low to an edge, I can easily get in. And then also, if I'm working with a something I can manipulate, the sight line is quite good compared to something fairly straight on. Both of them have their advantages, but this Knipex one here, a little bit larger, a little bit nicer as far as the ability to hold on to it. Now, this WIS was always, kind of my industry standard of slippery handles. It uses cutouts for the fingers here, so it's directional. But it is very slippery, but very solid. It's a good tool. I shouldn't, I keep railing on it because of how slippery it is. But in fact, the cutting, what it's supposed to do is actually really good. Now, Knipex makes many different cutting tools. I've dabbled with their, kind of electronic shears. I'm actually super excited. Soon I will have a bison holster custom made for some Knipex snips. And I'm excited about that because Bison Holsters out of California really seems to produce some just high-end, very specific, super high-quality holsters for scissors, shears, and snips. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, back to these guys. Unfortunately, they are much less now than what I paid if you get them on the Black Friday sale. If you're watching this in the future, sorry. But they are quite reasonably priced. They really chomp into this stuff. Give you some dexterity if you're trying to work in, a confined area and making a nice clean cut. There's just something about that blade angle compared to a straight angle. Use these, trying to make a nice clean cut. And obviously these C-jets are great, but they are way big for this kind of a job. You can get by, but you're using them way under their pay grade. So Knipex, this particular one, I approve. I like it. I'm choked way up on it. You might notice it allows me to hang on to a little bit tighter. And then if I need the leverage for something, say doubled up cardboard, I can back off all the way down to the end here and then control them. Because the steel is not going to bend or deform. Uses a nylon threaded nut here. Spring-loaded with a locking mechanism. It's a good solid lock. Sometimes I worried a little bit on this guy if it was going to lock up tight enough, but this one, simple design, super strong. In fact, here we've got 4 layers. I can just zip through that without much trouble. Cutting through multiple layers of cardboard. I keep it straight. And cardboard, as many commenters have pointed out, is pretty tough. So anyway, there they are. The Knipex Angled Head 05, 05, or 95, 05, 185 stainless steel shears. With that, Doc out.